So I don't know how your Thanksgiving went, but mine went pretty much well. I mean, there are so many things that went on this Thanksgiving. And I know a lot of gay people were riding on the blocks, fear that a lot of homos are going to come out of the closet. Well, actually, somebody did come out of the closet this Thanksgiving dinner, and it wasn't a homo or anybody like that. And believe me, as a gay man, I would expect that there were no other closets. You know, that nobody else needed to expose themselves. No. But oh my god, we had. Well, first of all, Thanksgiving was in my house as usual, and well, I wanted to have Thanksgiving at my mother's and my parents, but my father was like, "Oh, our house is too small. Our house is too small. Mom, Dad, you have a three-bedroom house, a den, a huge living room, and a very workable kitchen. I can go to your house and I can make you the best Thanksgiving dinner you ever had." Sorry, I'm still burping the turkey. And they're like, "No, we'll go to your house because your mom cannot work too hard. She gets tired. Her arm hurts." I'm like, so what? I mean, I'm gonna be the one doing all the fucking work anyway. Oh no, they wanted people are gonna leave a mess. I'm like, what people? Well, your sister, your nephew. Okay, okay, fine. My sister, my nephews, my brother-in-law. But who else? Oh well, friends are gonna come over. I'm like, friends? Seriously? I thought friends had families and they go to their families and they have Thanksgiving dinner. Or they go to the nearby McDonald's. Oh, I'm gonna get to that in a bit, but that really threw me off a bit. So we had a Thanksgiving dinner at my house. I mean, the only good part about that is I didn't have to well, travel 2 blocks down the street to my parents with all my food that I had to cook. And of course, my mom's like, "Oh, did you know that Eddie?" And it was all about Eddie. Like the first couple hours of Thanksgiving, she was worried about Eddie. I'm like, I wonder what Eddie is doing. My ex, for those of you who don't know, my ex lover. Oh, I wonder what Eddie is doing. I'm like, who the fuck cares what Eddie is doing? Shut the fuck up. Well, I didn't tell her that, but in my mind, I was like, shut the fuck up. And I gladly told her, Mom, forget about Eddie. If he really cared about you, he would have called you. Well, I told him not to call you, but he would have called me and said, hey, I want to patch things up. We can be friends. I mean, I'm still open to that, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be very difficult. But he is putting thoughts and ideas into my mother's head, and I don't really appreciate that. I don't, he's trying to portray himself as the good guy, as the innocent one, as the one who got beaten up at Jose. Yeah, right. And she's like, "Oh my God, I wonder where Eddie's at. Let's pray to God that Eddie is doing well." I'm like, "Mom, right now he's probably banging some other guy." And that's why I really told her. I'm like, right now he's probably at a fucking nightclub. If he really cared about us, he would have had the balls to show up and say, "Hey, you know what? It's Thanksgiving." Because here's the thing. My mother and my father, but my mother most of all, last year we had the best Thanksgiving we ever had. We had lots of food. We had a lot of people come over. And we had a really good time. We had a dance. We had everything going on. I mean, we had relatives that showed up that we haven't known that existed. And Eddie was really, of course, the center of attention. Everybody loved Eddie because, oh, Eddie was the center of the universe for Thanksgiving. He was the one that carved the turkey. Well, we had 3 turkeys. He was the one that carved all 3 turkeys. He was the one that was uh, being all nice. He was karaokeing. He was everything. But he sucked at karaoke, by the way. But he was everything. And now that Eddie is gone, this is our first Thanksgiving without Eddie. And my mom was like, oh, I wonder what Eddie's. I'm like, fuck Eddie. I'm your fucking son. The fuck? You should be thankful that I'm fucking here. That I didn't go back to LA. Fucking leave you here in the fucking desert here in Phoenix, Arizona. Why don't you be fucking, it's Thanksgiving. Why don't you be thankful for that? Oh no. We can't be thankful for that, Jose. Oh, anyway. I love my mom. I love my parents. And, because it's me by myself. I'm trying to roast a turkey. I'm trying to bake a ham. I did those 2 things. And then I had a friend come over who tried to help me with the other dishes. We had the side dishes, the carrots, string beans. We had mashed potatoes. We had, the whole thing, the whole 6-course menu. I don't know. We had a lot of things. And I think that the food was a little bit better this year. I think it was. This time I actually took time to really cook my turkey. I really took special attention to my turkey. Almost made love to that shit. Oh, come here. I'm gonna give you the wildest Thanksgiving fuck you ever had, turkey. My nephew's a fucking foodie, though. He really enjoys food. And he's a heavy food critic. But he said that the food was fine. But my mother was like, oh, Eddie, what happened to Eddie? Oh, Eddie, where art thou, Eddie? I'm like, fuck that. We're going to move on. We're going to move forward. It appears to me that my parents were the ones that were dating fucking Eddie. They were the ones who were fucking him in... My dad was fucking him in the ass, probably. That the way that they... my dad's not really that... he's not like that. But I imagine that my mother thought that Eddie and I were going to be together forever and ever. And that she was going to have another son. And that, things are going to remain constant. That's not the reality of facts. And I told her this. Yeah, I may have a couple of beers already, but I told her, hey, Mom, here's the thing. I'm going to get you some, for me, because look, I'm dating some guy. If I date a guy, if I'm with a guy, it's because I want the guy for me. It's not for you guys. Oh, but they get involved and they say, oh, they want to meet my boyfriend. And that's fine. I don't really care. I enjoy it if they actually get together and, have fun and get along. That's fine. It's very unusual for in-laws to get along with, with each other. It's really hard. And I see that played out in the heterosexual realm. Believe me, my mother had a tough time with my brother-in-law. But I guess here, I know, it's different. It's gay, so it must be, I don't know. So everybody was here. I had the neighbors over. They always, my neighbor. My neighbor. He is very strange. He would smell the turkey. Like if my house is almost attached to it. Well, it's not really attached, but we're like, 8 feet away from each other. Our house is almost touched, but we have a lot of, backyard room and all that. But he would smell everything that I'm cooking, and he would come over with his wife. They don't cook, actually. They don't know how to cook anything. And he actually tells the wife, look, this turkey is so fucking moist. Oh, it's so moist. Oh, the ham is so tasty. I'm like, He tried to tell her how to cook and everything, and she's, you know, she just looks down and she's ashamed of herself. She can't cook for her man. And I'm like, I'll cook for your man, but he's fucking butt ugly. I'll cook for you, I mean, to be nice, but not to fuck with you. Really ugly. But, he was over, he brought over his kids. The wife can only do like a couple of things, she can only make him a sandwich or something like that. A couple of burritos. One time she made this tamale, oh my god, it was fucking horrible. It gave me the runs for like 2 weeks. And believe me, I have a really delicate digestion. I have my intestines, I mean, they will blow up if anything remotely shitty goes by. I mean, I will start having diarrhea for 3 or 4 days, and whatever she put in those fucking tamales, I mean, they made me almost quit life. I mean, I had the runs for at least a week or two. So, yeah, I did everything. I baked everything. I cooked everything, almost. My sister brought over something. I don't know what she brought over. Oh, yeah, she brought over the cranberry sauce. Oh, yeah, that's very helpful. So it was her, and then some friends of the family, and then I had a couple cousins over. It was about, 30 people. So I had 2 turkeys this time. And nobody was, my mother doesn't really get it. Nobody was complaining about fucking Eddie. Nobody was complaining. Oh, but she was. She was up there with, oh my god, it's not the same. Like, it cannot be the same, obviously, because Eddie's not here. But that's a good thing for me, Mom. It's a good thing that he's not fucking here. He's not making my life miserable. Let me tell you something. And it's a good thing my mom doesn't listen to this show. She won't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But look, here's the thing. I remember last Thanksgiving night. I remember it very clearly. And if Eddie's listening to this, he knows what I'm talking about. When we put away the dishes, we cleaned up the kitchen, which took 3 hours. And I was fed up with this. Oh, but yeah, we had more people over because he had friends over, and then he had his dad over from, I don't know where he was from. Dad over from Mexico. I don't know. I don't know what the story was with his father. His real father. And then his stepdad was over. I mean, there was some sort of commotion. I don't know what it was. Stepdad and his mom were here also. The real dad was here. And I'm like, wow. And I don't know. I mean, there was some shit going on. And that also put a lot of pressure on me. And I was thinking, why is this happening on Thanksgiving? Why is there going to be any problems? Why do we have this going? I mean, I was just trying to have a good time with my parents and my family. And Eddie had problems with his family. I mean, the dad didn't want to come over. Well, first of all, the real dad has a problem with him being gay. Then I guess his mom has, I don't know what the fuck the problem was. But somehow they got together, and then something happened that made Eddie very upset. And he was trying to really portray himself that he was in control of things, that he was Mr. Know-it-all, everything. I mean, he was the life of the party. And so he was portraying that. Meanwhile, in the background, we had all this shit going on with his parents. And his real dad from Mexico. I mean, all this shit. I don't know what it was. And believe me, look. Eddie, my ex, he tried to hide things from me. And if you're listening, Eddie, you know this for a fact. You didn't tell me about your real dad until about 6 months before we ended our relationship. For the 2 years that we were together, you did not bother to tell me that you had a real dad. And that's fine. It's your business. You're saying that you're Stepdad was your real dad. But hey, there was a reason why I always thought up to myself, and I had this thought in the back of my mind that you did not look like nothing to your stepdad. Until finally you said, you finally admitted to me that you had a real dad somewhere in fucking Tamaulipas, Mexico. I don't know where the hell that is. And you told me. And you told me that this is the new truth now. Like, you keep lying to me. So I don't know what the hell was, and I only got to talk to that real dad for like twice, and that was the only night. Actually, I take it back. That night and on New Year's Eve, the only 2 nights that I got to meet this guy, the real dad. The father that, this is where the sperm came from that made the man that that I have sex with every now, well, during that time, every 3 days, every 3 nights we had sex. And so, but that night, sex wasn't in our minds. Well, it wasn't in his mind. I mean, it was the weirdest shit ever because we had to avoid mentally what happened that night. If anything happened, because I'm still confused to this day what happened that night because he was gone for about 45 minutes with his real dad, and I don't know where they went. They went somewhere. Then they came back to the house, and I'm trying to ask, like, where did you go? What happened? Etc., etc. And he's trying to avoid those questions. He didn't want to answer them. So I said, fuck off. Fuck you. Go away. It's our Thanksgiving. We are hosting this shit. My parents are here. My family's here. And you're pulling up. And, of course, he tries to compensate. And he accomplishes it. He portrays himself as this Greek god to all my relatives, and all my relatives, they all love him. They like, oh, Eddie, he's the best, and all that. And you're like, yeah, he might be to you, but what about me? What about Jose? What about the guy that's paying the fucking bills to actually get this going, to actually pay for the fucking party that you're enjoying? Well, that night, I mean, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're trying to put shit back in the fridge. We're trying to throw shit away. We're cleaning up the place. And so I go to the bedroom, and I see him. He's taking off his shirt. He's going ready to go, to the bathroom. And I'm trying to hug him and trying to, have a good time. Yeah, I'm trying to get laid, I mean, he's my man. He's my boyfriend. What do you expect? You have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You want to get laid. That's the whole point. Jesus Christ. I know I get emails. Oh, what did you expect him to? Oh, fuck you. Yeah, this is my Thanksgiving special. You like it? Good. If not, well, please unsubscribe if you don't like this, because people have been sending me emails and, Jose, you're changing. I'm not changing for shit. Here's the thing. I just realized the reality of life. There are people out there who think that they are on your side, Eddie, my ex, Ron Paul, etc., and they fuck you in the ass. I mean, my boyfriend might fuck me in the ass, which he did several times during the week. But no, he backstabbed me. He backstabbed me beyond belief. Okay? And nothing is worse than having somebody that you personally trust, that you gave your life to, that somebody that you brought him into the family. You brought him into, and then my cousins started to call you cousin. Everybody in my family, except for the few homophobes that I have in my family, everybody in my family thought that we were married. I mean, they recognized our relationship as a real, heartfelt relationship, even though we weren't legally married. But everybody in my family respected this guy, and for him to spit on my face, and for that night on Thanksgiving, 365 days ago, from this day, for him to blame it on me and say it was my fault that he has problems with his fucking dad, that it was my fault. Oh, wait, I wanted just to get a blowjob. But now this guy's fucking turning me over. He is throwing me to the gulags and fucking Soviet Union. He's totally blowing up on me. And I try to kiss him. I try to have, by that time I just wanted to just kiss him and, just cuddle and just get out, just move on. But no, he brought every issue on stage for me to see. He was performing every fucking mental retardation that he was suffering, telling me that, oh, why do I really recognize that he has... I mean, I don't know what the problem... I don't know what was the problem. I don't know what it was. Although I can guess. And I'm guessing. I'm guessing right now. I'm guessing that he was jealous of my family. That's the thing. That was... when I started dating him and he started to, we started to get serious, he wanted to move in and we moved in, he moved in with me, and he started to see that my family, my parents, God bless my parents, my parents, they may not be the perfect parents, and believe me, they're not. Do be really nice. My parents are kind of goofs, okay? They don't know what they're doing sometimes. They might be clumsy. And they did a lot of crazy things when I was young and things that made me who I am today. But my parents will never, ever, let me be clear on this, and this is my gay Thanksgiving. And this is what I'm thankful for. My parents, my family, listen to this, Eddie. Listen to this, everybody else. My parents, my family will never, ever abandon me or betray me in any way, shape, or form. And this guy sees that. He sees that my family is in my side. They're on my side. He sees that my cousins love me. He sees all of this. That my relatives come in, my distant cousins, my great uncle who visited me for Thanksgiving for the first time ever last year, how they all were around us, how they were very loving in their way. Of course, they were all drunk, but hey, they were loving. They took Eddie into their arms, into their bosoms, okay? And believe me, for drunk Mexicans, that's not really that much, but they accepted Eddie for who he is, not only as a gay man, but as my lover and my partner, and they accepted him. And they accepted him into the family, into the fold. No questions asked, no nothing. They loved him dearly. He was overwhelmed with this love. And you know what happened? He was fucking jealous of this. That is my deal. That's what I think. And if you're listening to this, Eddie, good. Because I want you to know. And I told you this in various ways. I try to tell you this. But now I'm just going to let it out. And you might be thinking that I've been drinking. Yes, I've been drinking. But I've been drinking and I've been thinking. How about that? And when I think, Eddie, when I think, I know stuff. Stuff comes up, stuff appears in front of me clear as day, and I can only say, Eddie, I feel sorry for you. Because this whole Thanksgiving for this year, it was about you being absent, even though most of us didn't really miss you. But my mom, my father, my sister, they're all talking about you. Like, where were you? Why aren't you here this year? And my family respects me because, well, at least those who are outside of my immediate family. You know, my relatives, my cousins, my great uncle, who is the big boss of the whole entire Soto family. He respects you enough not to even ask why you're not here. He didn't say anything. He just said, Jose, because he was here also for a little while, but he has prostate cancer. And he says, Jose, your friend, he says friend, but you know, he knows what I mean. Your friend Eddie's not here. I'm like, well, you know, that's fine. You know, he's not here with me anymore. I'm like, it's like, oh, okay. And he walks away. That was one of the few people that asked me about my ex. But he had the decency not to ask me why you're not here. Unlike you always ask me about what did I do? Why did I do this? Why did I do that? And then you have the audacity to blame me because you don't have a family like I do. A family, a mother that cares about his. You have no. Your mom has issues. And I try to help you with that. But obviously you're not paying attention. You're going in circles. And then, in the end, you blame me for your own failures, for you're not paying attention, for you not doing the right thing. I don't know. I mean, that's all I can really say. You know, I mean, there's many things I can say, but, you know, it's Thanksgiving, and I just really wanted to lay that out and just say that. But my mother wouldn't let it go. I mean, until finally towards the end when we were having dessert, I just said, you know, Mom, you know, I took her to the side. I was like, Mom, please, just let it go. It's over. And she's like, but Jose, you know, why are you being so stubborn? I'm like, I'm the one being stubborn, really. And I hate it when she takes sides. And believe me, this wasn't the first time she's done this. I mean, she did this to my first real boyfriend that I had before. She does this. I mean, she gets in, it's not that she gets in the way. It's just that she gets involved. I mean, she views my ex like if we were legally married. And even if we were legally married, so what? We're divorced. It's over. It's done. You know, it's not really the deal. You know, I try to be nice. And I was being nice all this evening. I was just doing my thing. You know, I served pumpkin pie and shut the hell up. But that's what I did. I'm the unsung hero. And I don't really want to claim credit. I don't want people to applaud for me like Eddie does. When he did something for people, he wanted to take the credit. He wanted people to notice him. He wanted people to applaud him for what he did. And he loved the attention. And now, you know, today he's probably either at a Denny's or he's probably at a nightclub. I don't know what, because his mom doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. You don't want to go to that Thanksgiving dinner. You don't want to go there. Oh, and while we were having dinner, and I was having my turkey and everything. I was having a good time, eating, whatever. And then my mother, you know, she's barely eating her food. I'm like, what the hell's the matter with you? She's like, I can't really eat. I can't really eat. I'm like, why? I mean, Eddie's out there probably not with a family, because we all know that their family is so dysfunctional. They cannot even get together to have a Thanksgiving dinner. They can't do anything together. We all knew that Eddie was basically not, you know, his family. All he had was his mother and the stepdad, who was basically distant, and his real father in Mexico that I just got to know 6 months ago, or 6 months before we ended our relationship. How about that? His mother is, I don't know, she's a lunatic. I mean, that's all I can say. That's how I can sum it up in a nice way. And he can agree with me on this because, hey, we talked about her all the time. About how freaking paranoid and far beyond reality this woman is. I mean, I don't want to say any more stuff. But I mean, my mother got me on the roll. And she's like, I can't eat because I'm thinking of where Eddie is. He might not have any dinner tonight. Why can't we go find him and send him a plate? I'm like, Mother, please. Golly. You're in your 60s now. Think about yourself. You know, think about you now. It's about you. You're in your golden years. Please enjoy yourself. Leave Eddie alone. He is probably right now, and if I am correct, he's at a nightclub, a very popular nightclub right now, and they have this Thanksgiving buffet, which you pay about $5 more, and you can eat turkey, and you can eat stuffing, and you can eat, cranberry sauce, and all that shit. It will probably be, I don't want to talk about it. And I told her, just, he's fine. Don't worry about it. He's probably having dried, chunky turkey at this gay bar, okay? He's having a good time with an Asian guy that he knows, right? With the little flip-flops and all that. His friend, who's the DJ at the bar, don't worry, he's having a good time. He doesn't need a family anymore. He actually proved that to me. He doesn't need a family. He's too selfish. He's too complex to understand that when you have something going good for you, you don't fuck it up. When you have something going good for you, when people start to love you and they care about you, you don't fuck it up. Hey, but if you do, you do. And you pay the consequences, and then you get to live somewhere else. How about that? Oh, Jose. He's probably... And she almost cried. This woman, my mother, who gave me birth and life, crying for another dude who I was fucking. Okay? That is how I'm just beyond myself right now. Jose, let's try to find him and give him some, I'll send your dad over to send him a plate and a piece of pumpkin pie. He's probably all alone in his apartment. I'm like, he's not alone, okay? He has that Asian friend of him, that DJ friend. He's not alone. He may not be having the traditional Thanksgiving dinner with family and friends that love him, but he's having, some sort of affair. I don't know. Maybe right now he's butt fucking somebody. I don't know. And from now on, I don't really care. But the reason why I'm talking about this on the show is because, she brings it up. And I have to respond. And she kept haggling me and peckering and... Oh, no. I can't eat. I'm like, Mom, eat. And finally she ate towards the end while everybody's having dessert. That really upset me a little bit. Yeah, my mother was not enjoying her dinner because of some freakazoid. Of an ex, because of an ex-boyfriend. What the hell is this shit? And you know what? It's her age. I mean, she's getting older and she's becoming more sensitive now. And then towards the end of the dinner, of our event, of our affair, she told me, "Oh, Jose, the only thing I really care now is for you. I don't want you to be alone." She always says this. I don't want you to be alone. I'm like, what's going to happen to me? Really, I mean, seriously, I mean, if something happens to me, then something happens to me. It doesn't make a difference if somebody's here or not. Well, maybe it might, but I don't know. If I die of a heart attack, or if I have shock or something, if God forbid something happened to me, I mean, what good would having a boyfriend here with me do? I mean, all that would do is that it will get the boyfriend all upset. Jose, you have to be with somebody. I didn't want you to be alone. I'm like, I'm not alone. Okay, I'm not alone. I have friends. Some of them are long distance. I know that, but I still have friends. I still communicate. I still have people here. I have my cousins who visit me every day. I don't really. I don't have a problem. Okay, I just don't. So yeah, we had a. I mean, that was my Thanksgiving. Basically, all of it. It's internal, of course. Everybody was having a good time. Everybody except my mom and me. Finally, my dad made some sense. Though he's like, "Well, Irene, I mean, if you can fix it, that's it. So just let them do what they need to do, okay? Jose is a grown man. He knows what to do. If he didn't want Eddie here, that's for a good reason. Yes, for a good. Thank you, Dad. Finally, some sense of reason, some voice of reason has entered our third dimensional reality here. Finally, fucking Christ! And I keep saying this, fucking Christ. Well, we were playing holiday music. Christmas music. Oh god, that was hilarious. And then we're gonna have the Christmas party. Oh, that's gonna be another spectacle. No, but I'm gonna have more control over that. I'm gonna sit down with my mother because she's gonna get emotional. She is. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Eddie gave her presents, and it's gonna be I think what I need to do is find a boyfriend. I need to find a boyfriend from now until Christmas, at least for the holiday seasons, and then dump him after New Year's, just to keep my parents off my back. There are people out there, there are gay people out there that have really homophobic parents. I have the exact reverse. I have parents who are too positive. And there are gay people out there wishing for parents like mine. If you want really good, very positive parents, I have some couple of parents up for sale if you want them. Oh no, but look, they care about me. I know they do. But they need to know, and I told them, you guys need to realize that Eddie is forever gone. That is 98% assurance that he's gone. 2% is because, well, he sent me a text message the other day, and it seems like let's be friends and all. After you fuck with me, after you betray me, after you get people against me, after you do what you did, and I'm not going to get into specific details because I don't want to embarrass you, Eddie. You have now the audacity to just try to forget what happened, and then you dump me because of your mistakes. That is, I think, the one of the main reasons why I can't see you with me again. I can't. I just can't. I'm a human being. What can I do? I can only do what I can. I cannot accept somebody who has dumped me for their own mistakes and for their own failings and for their own tragedies that I have nothing to do with it. I did not commit. I have no involvement whatsoever with these tragedies. And yet, I get the brunt end. I'm the one that gets to pay for all of this. Well, that's fine. Go ahead. Blame me for everything. Anyways, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. You might think, I saw this other YouTube video about gay Thanksgiving. It was so boring. Oh, I was at my mom's house and we passed over the gravy and I told her that I'm gay and she hugged me and kissed. Fuck that. That's not real life. This is real life. I mean, these are the real issues that people face every day. It's not just Thanksgiving that this comes up. I mean, look, gay people have relationships. We have boyfriends, we have girlfriends, and, things like this happen with family, business, or, they get intertwined and you have to really figure it all out and come up with really good solutions. And, I try to come up with serious, generous solutions to his problems. I mean, one solution, and I'll just say this, one solution that almost was no doubt bankrupt me, and no doubt I had to file for bankruptcy if I did this, was to ship him off to Europe. I was seriously planning to do that. Because I was trying to save our relationship. I was one that's working hard to actually do something about it because I really did care about him. I really did. But because of my previous experiences with previous relationships, I can only draw a line so far. And that's probably it. I mean, that's all I can do. I'm so sorry. Okay? I mean, why am I saying that? I'm not sorry. That's how it is. And I know a lot of you gay guys are like, well, my gay Thanksgiving, I came out of the closet. Well, I don't know. That's so cliche. Stop doing that. Do something exciting for fucking Thanksgiving. Don't be boring like mine. Well, of course, unless Dad comes out with a fucking machete or something, then that's fucking interesting. Then I want to hear about that. Yeah, post a video of that. That would definitely that would definitely be interesting. I mean, I see these videos of these gay guys. Oh my God. My mom loves me because I came out on Thanksgiving, and we cried, and she cried, and my father was passing the gravy, and well, not the Jose Soto Thanksgiving experience. Golly. Oh, and then somebody did come out of the closet during my Thanksgiving dinner, but it wasn't a homo. It wasn't because of homosexuality or they were gay. Of all things that people will come out of during Thanksgiving, people will say I'm gay or I'm divorced or I'm, filing for bankruptcy or I don't know, something like that. Usually it's depressing news. When somebody wants to say something during Thanksgiving, they're like, it's depressing. Well, this girl, I don't know, she's girlfriend of my neighbor's nephew. I don't know. She's related to my nephew. I mean, to my neighbor. My neighbor brought over his two kids and his nephew. And the nephew brought over a girlfriend, and the girlfriend came out. Actually, they both came out of the closet as Mormons. Oh yeah. And my aunt, my neighbor, their aunt. Oh my God, her eyes were widen up and her mouth just opened up like you should have seen her face. They came out she converted to Mormonism. So we had a little discussion about Mormonism, and I researched this church for a long time, and we talked about polygamy, and she wasn't, she's totally a brainwashed robot. That's what she is. It was sad. And then the aunt, or my neighbor, she was all over, She was on my side because I was asking her questions, and I said, hey, what do you understand to be a Latter-day Saint? Do you believe that Jesus Christ will appear in Arkansas? And you know what she said? Oh, Jesus Christ will appear anywhere. I'm like, no, that's not what they say. They say Arkansas. Christ. So that was the end of that, and I stopped talking about that. But they're gonna keep talking. I mean, because the nephew lives with my neighbors, so it's like. But if my nephew came out as a Mormon, I don't know what I would do. But my nephews are too smart for that. And it's not that I have something against Mormons or anything. That's what I told her. I just, I don't care if you believe what happened with Joseph Smith. I just, the whole Oath of Vengeance, the White Horse Prophecies, the whole polygamy and all that. It's just things that we as a normal society cannot accept. And I don't want to go into that. I just can't. But I did it with her, and she was a little bit upset. Not really upset, but she was, I mean, I basically nailed her to the cross. No pun intended. And my neighbor, she was aghast that her precious niece-in-law, I guess they're engaged, is going to be a Mormon. Now, there you go. On Thanksgiving, they come out to be queers. But never do you expect anybody coming out as a Mormon. I never really thought about reserving Thanksgiving as a time for me to come out. I think that's very, to be honest with you, as a gay man, again, this is my own opinion. As somebody that works hard during these holiday seasons, and I basically put all my strength and my credit card towards putting this together, for some little schmuck to come out of nowhere and say I'm a homo or I'm a Mormon. Fuck you. Why are you taking time out of everybody during Thanksgiving while everybody's trying to have dinner and I think that's pretty selfish. That's my own opinion. And I know I'm going to go against a lot of people who say that, no, Jose, Thanksgiving is for you to shut up, sit down, eat turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuff your face with it. Enough! Look, if you want to come out, I'm all for that. Come out when you actually know that you're gay. If you know that you're gay, come out of the closet. What does that have to be Thanksgiving? There are those special times when you come out of the closet. When I did it to my parents, it was a very special moment. It's like almost asking for their hand in marriage kind of thing. It was like, you have to pick a special time when they're not stressed out, nobody's working, where everybody's relaxed. And that will be a day that's not Thanksgiving. Believe me, you don't want to do that. Let me give you this advice to all of you who want to come out during Thanksgiving. Don't do it. Don't be stupid. This is just another stupid hype. If you want to come out to your parents, do it at a place that is very special to you, like at a church or something. Somewhere that is special to you and your parents. Usually I think of a place. A place somewhere. I had a good friend of mine who his father was a horse race junkie, and so he came out to his dad at the horse races. And because his dad, his horse won. When right after my friend came out of the closet, his horse won. So he viewed that day as his lucky day. He won like, I don't know, like 5 grand or something. He won, yeah, it was a lot of money. You know, stuff like that. You know, that's really meaningful stuff. Not when people are baking turkeys and making bread stuffing and trying to cook a fucking ham and trying to deal with people, and they bring their own food, and they want fish only, or you have vegetarians coming in and they're saying like they can't eat anything with meat on it, and everything on my menu has meat. I'm like, golly, I'm already stressed. I was stressed out with this event. It's almost every year though. I get stressed out. I have to go to the grocery store, buy the groceries, buy the food, buy everything, and I have to set up the whole thing. I had to buy tablecloths, candles. I mean, all this shit. Because I wanted to be nice. But I get stressed out. I mean, it's an event. It's a dinner. It's a full-on 5-course, 6-course menu, and I have to put it on. And I had about 40 people in my house. That's a lot of people for Thanksgiving. It is. And everybody had, something, an issue. Some people didn't want turkey, and they only wanted ham. Some people, some people wanted to know if there were nuts in the. Yes, we had. Oh God. We have some people that were allergic to peanuts. I don't know. So I had to really host my event. I had to be the host with the most. And I don't have time for some schmuck to come out of the closet. And believe me, now I understand why my parents got upset all the time during Thanksgiving. My parents were always upset. Maybe that's why I'm coming at you with this. Because my parents, God bless their souls, again, like they worked so hard. Now, when they worked so hard for Thanksgiving, they were the ones putting it together. They were the ones inviting people over, cooking and baking and making the soup and baking bread and all this. It's a lot of work. And then you have Mexicans coming over because we're Mexican. So you had to cook other shit. You have to cook baked tortillas and beans and salsa and all this just to satisfy their appetites. A clash of culture. I mean, look, it's stressful for people. And then the other shit, not just the fact that you have to buy food and cook it. Now you have, relatives coming over. They have their issues as well. You don't want to have a certain person coming, or a certain wife of your cousin coming over because that wife is a bitch or a cunt, or then you have to be all stressed out that she's coming over. Right? And then you have to reminisce about, today's one of my uncles' death anniversary. Died right around this time. He actually died today. So my mother was also very upset about that. Yeah, she was very upset. But, people have other issues. And I'm not saying that coming out isn't important. It is important. You should come out of the closet. You should. But do it at a very appropriate time. And I don't think Thanksgiving is at an appropriate time. Because a lot of shit happens around Thanksgiving. And then when you come out to your stressful parents who are already fucking fed up with all the shenanigans and all the bullshit in the family, and then you had to come out of the closet, you little fucking homo. Oh yeah, that's what they're gonna think about. That's how they're gonna remember it. Believe that. I know, I'm gonna get emails. Yes, send them over. You can click on my email on my YouTube channel. You say, Jose, that's not right. Jose, that's not right. I came out of my mom, and she was fine. Yeah, what? Yeah, you have a single mom with probably no relatives, no bullshit, no shenanigans. She probably has nothing going for her in her life. And that might be a good thing because she has no problems dealing with family members or anybody else. She just has herself and you. She probably just made Thanksgiving dinner for two, and you were there, of course, because it's just you and your mom, and you came out of the closet, and she had oh, that was the most wonderful Thanksgiving of my life. Good for you. But for the rest of us, who have extended family, relatives, friends, neighbors coming to your Thanksgiving dinner, putting more stress on you. Oh, and then the beer ran out. That was another stressor, too. Yeah, we had to send somebody for a beer run. I don't know. I mean, look, it stresses me out that things sometimes we had to do, things don't go your way, and somebody that you don't want comes over, or stuff like that happens. And you picked that time of the year to, oh, golly. What's next? Black Friday? That's the perfect time of the year to come out of the closet? Black Friday? Black Friday. While your parents are all busy shopping and getting all those crazy sale prices and waiting 3 hours in line at Walmart. I'll be fucking stressed out of my crazy mind if I stand in line for 3 hours at a Walmart. I shoot myself. And then you want to come out of the closet? Look, don't take this the wrong way. Alright? Just be smart about this. I have never decided. I decided a long time ago to not come out of the, because this whole come out of the closet during Thanksgiving was popular during the 90s. This is a 90s thing. To be honest with you. This is the time when gays were trying to come down, and we were coming down out of the the sexual revolution, whatever, sexual liberation movement, all that stuff. I mean, we were basically calming down from that. So now everybody was going back home and settling in with their families and having a good time. And I don't know, some people thought it was a good idea that Thanksgiving of all time, of all days, that's the time you come out. I decided that I wasn't going to do that. And the reason why is because I know my family pretty well. I know my parents. During Thanksgiving, it's a stressful time of the year. My mother got up at 5 in the morning and cooked her ass all the way till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't think you don't want to bother, you don't want to announce anything. Whether it be I got a parking ticket, whether it be that there's something funny with your penis or something like that, or that you're gay, or that or that you got your girlfriend pregnant. Nothing like that should happen in Thanksgiving. During Thanksgiving, what you should be doing is that you should be trying to get on your parents' good side, on your family's good side. Try to get them on your good side. And you on their good side. So that way, when you eventually come out, then things will be a lot easier. I mean, that's one thing I can say about Thanksgiving. Stay out of the way. Help only when you need to help. Don't try to be the hero, because I've seen that so many times and you fail and you look like a buffoon. And case closed. You're a dumbass. You're a douchebag for the rest of your life. So, anyway, that was my gay Thanksgiving today. Pretty much nothing else happened. And everybody went home happy, I guess, except for the Mormon girl. I don't know how that's gonna work out, because the boyfriend he's an alcoholic. I mean, he drinks every day. And Mormons cannot drink. I mean, maybe that's why they're converting to Mormonism. I'm still burping the dinner, though. Okay, that's the ham. Oh, that was pretty good. My ham was the bomb. So, anyway, everybody went home, I guess. We cleaned and washed the dishes, and Well, actually, we didn't do that much cleaning this year because, well, last year Eddie insisted, my ex, that we had silverware and no, not this year. We're gonna have plasticware. Just throw it away. I'm not gonna deal with this shit. I have better things to do. You know, I have to do the show. So, besides the fact that my ex was remembered like a fucking saint or something, like a martyr. That's what really bugged me out about Thanksgiving this year. Thanksgiving 2012 really bugged me out. But anyway, hopefully next year it'll be better. And I feel personally. Look, personally, I feel that this year was way better than last year. I think it was because last year I was so uncomfortable when everybody left, and it was just me and Eddie. Oh God, that was the most uncomfortable feeling that anybody can go through. I mean, if you ever experienced that ever, when you had a party and there was tension during the party, something happened or somebody said something that they shouldn't have said, or you said something to your spouse or something like that, and then everybody leaves at the end of the night, and it's just you and your wife or your husband, and now you have to deal with your spouse. Oh God, that is the worst feeling ever. And Ali, I really wanted to do really good things with him, but it looks like it's not really that guy. It's not really that time yet. I don't know. You be the judge. Am I overreacting? No. And besides, for those of you who say, Jose, you overreact. Jose, you're being too mean. I wish people would be in my shoes. For once, try to see yourself being me for about 30 seconds. You'll kill yourself. Of all the shit, look, people, there are gay guys I know. They say, oh my God, your family's so pro-gay. They accept you. Yeah, but you don't know the other shit that's going on. The interdependency, the claustrophobia. I mean, all this shit. Believe me, you don't want to know. Yeah, but I get those emails though. Oh, Jose, your mom, oh, she loves your boyfriend. Oh, yeah, but you don't know what's going on behind these curtains, man. You don't know what's going on underneath the sheets. You don't know. All this tension, all this animosity. Well, finally it's over. And I thought to myself as I was giving myself a toast, drunk as I was, giving myself a toast. I'm still a little buzzed, by the way, but who cares? But I was giving myself a toast, and I actually celebrated this whole year. That even though I'm not with my ex, a lot of things really went well. And I'm happy for those good things that finally materialized in my life. And I did them. It wasn't because of Eddie or he. No, it was me. I did these things. So, anyway, that's it for me. That was my Thanksgiving.